welcome back. I'm so excited to dive into one of my favorite subjects, search engine optimization. Now, this is one of my favorite areas. It's one of my areas of expertise and specialties at my digital marketing agency. And I fell in love with this topic because of really the results that it could drive for small businesses. I've really seen SEO be able to transform people's lives from being the difference of their phone not ringing, not knowing how they're going to pay their bills, to being able to be overwhelmed by leads that they have to slow down their marketing. So just being able to really be this tool that small businesses can use to be able to accomplish their marketing goals and their business goals in particular. So I'm going to talk to you today about what SEO is and some things that you can do today, some actionable steps to improve your online visibility. Now, SEO is an incredibly broad subject. We can talk forever about the intricacies of SEO and how the Google algorithm works and the latest algorithm update and different hacks to optimize your website or optimize your copy. We can go on and on forever, which is one of the many reasons I love this subject. It's because there's so much to it. But today I want to give you a quick and dirty explanation of what SEO is and what you as a small business owner can do. Diving right in, let's talk about search engine optimization. So there are many definitions, many interpretations of this service. So I'm going to give you my definition that I've been able to develop for small businesses in local areas in particular. So I define SEO as being the process of optimizing digital assets to maximize visibility in as many places as possible. I'm going to say that again. Search engine optimization is the process of optimizing digital assets to maximize visibility in as many places as possible. Now, this can be reconstrued as SEO is the process of ranking your website to show up on Google. This is very much a part of this definition, but I like to go a little bit broader because you can use SEO philosophies just like this and apply it to any search engine out there, whether that is Bing or Yahoo or Pinterest, or even using SEO philosophies to figure out how to get more visibility on Facebook and Instagram and other social media platforms as well. So that's why I leave it a little bit broad to make sure that we can get that extra mindset when it comes down to what we can exactly do. So in order to get on the first page of Google, for example, if we are going with that very traditional definition, we have to understand first the platform that we are posting on. We have to understand the algorithm behind Google, because this is what drives this platform, this global phenomenon that changes our daily life, right? That everybody uses. So we have to understand how Google actually delivers us results. If we understand how that happens when somebody makes a search online, they type in a keyword phrase like chiropractor near me, and then results are given to us. If we understand the process of how that happens, we are better equipped to creating assets that adhere to those high quality philosophies, right? So understanding Google's algorithm is step number one. Now, nobody really knows Google's algorithm, right? Google is very secretive. Nobody actually knows how Google ranks websites. All we know is that they update their algorithm very, very frequently. Oftentimes they will release what they've been doing with that change, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're very secretive, and people have dedicated their entire lives and careers to understanding these algorithms and being able to A/B test and predict changes of what's going to happen and be able to come up with solutions or strategies really to be able to get ahead of that curve and be able to accommodate Google's algorithm and make sure that their websites show up no matter what. So understanding the algorithm is part one. There is a lot of research about it, but we can take apart certain pieces and first and foremost understand how search works. So search works by somebody typing something in the search engine, right? These are called keyword phrases. So we can do keyword research. This is something that is the foundation for every SEO campaign that really starts, is understanding what phrases your ideal customer is typing in. There are a lot of research tools when it comes down to doing keyword research that you can use to your availability. My favorite tool is something called Keywords Everywhere. So this is a Google extension. You have to pay for it to purchase some credits, and then you are able to actually get the data as you type in something in Google of how many monthly searches there are. So you can type in chiropractor near me if we're running with this example, and you can see it has X amount of monthly searches. Well, you know now that keyword phrase has some volume, so you can do things like integrate that in your website and be able to optimize your site for that particular keyword phrase. This is something that most business owners are familiar with when it comes down to hearing the word SEO. They often think of keywords. The other thing to understand about algorithms is that they function off something called rank signals. So a rank signal is anything a search engine might use to decide where to rank a website on their search engine results page, otherwise known as SERP. There are supposedly over 200 rank signals that Google uses to decide whether or not to rank a website and where to rank them on their SERP. Now, that is a very large number, and there is a lot to that and may seem very overwhelming, but we can actually break down those rank signals into two different categories for small business SEO and local SEO in particular. These two categories are on-page SEO and off-page SEO. On-page SEO is anything that we're doing on the website itself. Example rank signals within on-page SEO are things like website content. Actually having copy and words on your website that tell the search engine what it is you do, because the search engine is a machine. Google is able to look at your website and needs to be able to understand who you are, what you do, and why you're the best at it. Why you be ranked above your competitors. Google needs and depends on words for this purpose. So actually having pages written for your website, Google actually needs these words to be able to understand what it is that you do. So having copy on your homepage, having a services page, being able to break down what it is that you are selling, what products you have to offer, who you are, get that actual verbiage on the page using that keyword research, those actual keyword phrases in there. And that's what Google is going to rely on and decide if you are a source of authority to recommend to their users. Other on-page SEO factors that you can implement today are things like image optimization. So when it comes down to optimizing images, you can do something called compress your images. So you can make them smaller. We use a tool called TinyPNG to make them smaller and more easily loaded throughout website loading times. So the images that are on your site are fast to load, but still high quality in resolution. You can also title your images. So you can add keyword phrases when you upload your images for the actual image title. This gives Google a context clue of what it is you're doing. Other things you can do on page are things like title tags and meta descriptions. So you can use keyword phrases in these title tags and meta descriptions. And you can also write in some persuasive copy to see if customers want to click on your site rather than competitors when they're looking at those 10 blue links of Google. You also want to make sure your site is mobile optimized, and you want to have something called an SSL certificate. That's the little lock you see on those domains. SSL certificates is a very recent algorithm update where Google wants to make sure that customers' data is protected. So having an SSL certificate accomplishes that need of Google to be able to deliver safe and secure websites to their users. So that is a super easy rank signal that you can cross off your list. There are many other on-page SEO optimization techniques, things like adding schema markup and making sure that your page is crawlable and indexable. These are more technical terms that we can talk about when we talk about something called tech SEO or technical SEO. So we'll dive into that a little bit more as well. Now, off-page SEO is anything that happens off your website. So some key rank signals when it comes down to off-page SEO are things like having a Google My Business listing, making sure that you are registered for that free directory that Google offers to be able to upload your business information and have your name, address, and phone number on this particular listing. Now, this concept of name, address, phone number, otherwise known as NAP in SEO world, is something that you want to make sure is consistent across the internet. So you want to make sure that you sign up for all these directories, all of these industry specific sites, for example, like Yelp. Yelp is a directory listing that you would want to acquire, or you can go specifically towards your industry and get on health grades if you're a health professional, or make sure that you're on Angie's List if you're a contractor, different industry specific directories like that. But what's most important is that you keep your business information consistent. So if you have moved recently or changed a phone number, or you have a different website URL, you want to make sure that all of your business information is consistent. Now, there's a lot of tools out there that will run these listing checks for you, so you can go and see where your business address is the same, where it is not, and what to fix. But the NAP is something super, super helpful and important with the Google algorithm, because Google wants to be able to deliver results that people can trust. They want to make sure that you are a real legitimate business and they're not going to be sending their customers to somebody that is a little sketchy, right? So having consistent business information on all those directory listings. You can also get positive reviews on all of those directory listings, right? Positive reviews are one of the biggest rank signals that Google uses to determine whether or not you are an authority in your space. Reviews are the checks and balances of search engine optimization, because we can do as much technical optimization as possible. We can write perfect copy, we can optimize the perfect site, we can have the perfect online presence. But if you're not getting positive reviews, then Google's going to pay attention to that and say, hey, something's off here. So reviews are something that Google is able to use to be able to balance out all of those optimization techniques. So getting reviews is imperative. The other primary aspect of off-page SEO is something called backlinks. So a backlink is whenever another website links to yours. So there are so many backlink techniques that I'm excited to share with you guys about, specifically for small businesses. But things like writing a press release and get featured in local news outlets, or getting accredited by the BBB, or joining your Chamber of Commerce, or writing a guest blog post on your competitor's site, for example, or being able to build some community links on your local soccer team, or your local church, or your local business partner that you've done work for. Being able to get these links and pointing back to you is a way that Google looks and says, okay, other people are talking about this business. Other people are talking about you. That must mean that you have something important to say. Therefore, I will rank you higher in my algorithm. That is kind of the thought process behind that. So backlinks are one of the hardest, most important aspects of search engine optimization as a whole. Now, a quick caveat about backlinks: quality over quantity. Remember that. It is way more important to get quality backlinks than just getting a backlink just because it's a backlink. A backlink from the Better Business Bureau is going to be way more important than a backlink from bobsblog.com, that sort of thing. So making sure that you are prioritizing what is right for your business, what is right for your industry, that is going to be the key difference when it comes down to ranking you online. So that was a really fast explanation of search engine optimization. Ultimately, being able to think about on-page and off-page SEO is a really good start to thinking about how you can maximize your online visibility. So my key takeaways for you are: write some copy, put some copy on your website, start a blog. Blogging is a great way to get in front of your ideal audience through search engine optimization, because you're talking about things that you're an expert on. Optimize those images, get an SSL certificate, make sure your site is mobile optimized. Make sure you have a Google My Business listing. Get some positive reviews on that Google My Business listing. Go and check your directories to see where your business information is accurate and consistent and where it is not. Or sign up for more directory listings. That way you have a relevant search presence. You also want to make sure that you are on different social media profiles. So sign up for those profiles, optimize those platforms, make sure that you have a presence there, because that will help with Google understanding who you are, where you're located, and your business information. And then finally, start thinking about backlinks. Where Who are your business partners? Who can you get a link from on their website? Can you do something charitable, something that would be newsworthy to get featured in the news? What are different online publications that you admire? Can you be a guest author for those publications? All of these different things are a step in the right direction to optimizing your digital assets to showing up online. So I hope that was helpful. I'm excited to dive deeper and deeper into SEO as we go along this journey of the Succeeding Small podcast, because there's so much to cover, but that was just an introduction to help small businesses grow online. Until next time.